Hey guys, Rewind Mike here, this time with a little rant video. Now I know this is kind of pointless because we're all kind of tired of this. Not only the people in North America, but I'm sure there are people on the other side of the pond that would like some of our exclusives as well. Right now though, I'm talking about Nintendo and how they are constantly screwing over the people in North America when it comes to certain titles. Like Bayonetta 2. When it was first announced, I pre-ordered the game right away because who didn't go pre-order the game when it was first announced? If you owned a Wii U, there weren't very many games at the time that we new or out, or games that are out right now that are actually worth picking up besides the Nintendo licensed ones really. But then soon they released a first edition for the game, which was only overseas, and that came with the art book, the Book of Angels, which is leather bound, and some really cool packaging as well. But the kicker was obviously the game came with Bayonetta 2. But on top of that, it came with a physical copy of the first Bayonetta. Now, the second I heard about this, I went to switch over my pre-order, but when I got to the store, I was told that it's not available, and it was never really even talked about for North America, apparently. Okay, so on to the next one. Another time Nintendo gave us the finger with the long-awaited A Link Between Worlds. Again, the day this was announced, I pre-ordered the game right away. I absolutely love The Legend of Zelda. I don't know if you can tell by the stuff surrounding me in my room. There's more off to the side, and God, I have almost everything for The Legend of Zelda when it comes to games and stuff like that. But anyway, soon pictures started to circulate of a collector's edition for that, which came with a reversible sleeve for the game. So not only did you have the gold shiny edition, but when you flipped it over, it had a regular color scheme, green and whatever colors were in it. But with that came what'd you get? On top of the reversible sleeve, you got a treasure chest, which when you opened up, it made the treasure sound when you open up a chest in The Legend of Zelda, which is very iconic to the series. What else? Oh, it also came with a digital download for Link's Awakening, which I really didn't care too much for because I already owned it. I purchased it, when it was originally released on the eShop. And it also came with a poster depicting the Master Sword in its resting place, which is really cool. But you only got that, I guess, when you purchased the game because it was too big to package in with the game. But, alright, stay with me. We have more middle fingers that came from Nintendo. This time with one of the best crossover games I've played in a long time. It's Hyrule Warriors, and all its HD beauty and amazing two-player gameplay. I enjoyed so many hours of this game and haven't quite stopped playing it yet. Again, though, when it was announced, I was really stoked for this game, so I ran to the store, I pre-ordered it, despite all the bashing it was getting and stuff like that from the community. I really didn't care because it looked good and stuff like that. And it was also, when I did start playing, it was a breath of fresh air for the series. It stepped away from the normal approach to the typical Legend of Zelda formula, which was really nice, and I really didn't mind it. It was a lot of fun. Like I said, I had a lot of fun in the adventure mode, and I had a lot of fun with the story mode. Now the adventure mode kind of plays out like it's like an overmap, and you can kind of explore the original map from the first Legend of Zelda, and they give you items so you could like blow stuff open, and you get power-ups for your certain players and stuff like that, the people you use in the game. But anyway, this is starting to sound like a review, but I'm not doing that yet. Alright, so again, I pre-ordered the game right away when it first came out, and soon more pictures started to circulate of a limited edition. So this time I didn't even expect it to come stateside. I just called up the store after I, pre-ordered it. I just called up the store to see if it was available. They said no, so, for the following weeks I continued to call and tried to find out, more information on it on the internet and stuff like that. But I soon found out that we would not be getting this glorious thing that you're going to see somewhere in 2 seconds. It came with more stuff than I even care to name right now, but some of it includes an official art book, a Triforce clock for your table, which is really freaking cool because I would love that on the edge of my table, and it also came with the Magnificent Hero scarf, which is really nice looking. It looks like it's very heavy too, possibly, very warm because it's a scarf. I don't know, I would hope so. Anyway, although there was a release stateside, it was only at Nintendo World in New York City, and I had no idea about this, or I would have been there, because I only live about an hour outside the city. Alright, now finally, here's the last nail in the coffin. Nintendo finally announces Majora's Mask 3D, remake for the 3DS, obviously.
Yes! Yes!
Now everyone in the Zelda community could rejoice and wait for the release date patiently because we've already been waiting for so long. But then there was more pictures, again, started to circulate of a collector's edition for it. Now I believe this was only announced today because when I woke up this morning, I popped on my Facebook or something like that, and it was all over. Everybody had posted it, everybody was talking about it, some of the Facebook groups I'm in, people were blowing the freaking goddamn thing up. But, now apparently, like I said, more collector's editions pictures started to circulate about it, and apparently it comes with a pin badge, a double-sided poster, and a steel bookcase. Now this was just announced, so there may be more to it, or they may even just change it up completely. Who knows? It's Nintendo. So, for that we get a grab bag of emotions. And again, I can't wait to hear that this won't be a worldwide release, but only limited to certain regions of the world. Now, this also brings up the whole thing that Nintendo had recently been talking about, the no region locks on their new consoles, or, possibly even, if there's a way for them to open up this current gen system, like the 3DS and the Wii U, it'd be really cool. But that'd be really nice because there's certain games that we don't get that I would like to play, like Fatal Frame 4 only got a release in Japan, I believe. Europe didn't even get one. I don't believe that there is even an English translation done by them. It's done by a fan or something like that, which is kind of frustrating. But it's just, when it comes to Nintendo, they keep doing stuff like this, and it's for a fan like me, it's very frustrating, especially when it comes to The Legend of Zelda, because it's my favorite series. Like I said, I own every single game. I've been playing the game since I was a little kid. I'm friggin', about to be 30 in another year, and when are they going to stop? Where do they draw the line when it comes to stuff like that? Because, like I said, there was the release for Hyrule Warriors in New York City, and I bet you more than half the people that actually went to go pick that up, 20 minutes later, it was on eBay, and they were selling it for, $300-$400. I guarantee that happened with more than half of the copies, and that's really sad. It really is. But what are your guys' opinions on, Nintendo, screwing people over with their exclusives and their collector's editions, only overseas? How does that make you guys feel? Also, the region locking. How do you guys feel about that? Nintendo currently, right now, being the only system with region locks on their consoles. 'Cause I guess the Xbox One and the PS4 aren't region locked, so, that's really nice. But when are you going to step up, Nintendo? When are you going to step up?